We got new Jimmy High Roller. I'm excited, bro. It's Cooper Flag Slander, I think. I'm here. My roommate Ben has been unemployed for the past 3 months and refuses to. What should I? Oh, I'm weak. Eliminated from playoff contention. That was quick. Wait. Players should be allowed to flop, but if they do and the other team gets to send in a goon to commit the hardest foul on the flopping player for no additional free throws, the flopper can decline the hard foul, but also decline the free throw. You gotta fight one player in the NBA. If you win, you take the contract who you fight. Yusuf Nurkic. They can keep the money. That's real. That nigga from Portland. Look at how they looking at that ring. Yes. Oh my god. Bro, this was vile. This was vile. Bro made a makeshift pocket, you know what I'm saying? He got the Don Julio. You know, he got the Crown Royal with the lotion. It might be another pocket, John. With Victor Wembanyama, rookie cards, and a Victor T. Like, he's lock him up, Chad. Lock him up. And lob Rudy.
He looks like
Bum.
Katie and Shaq mixed together, my dog.
Yes. I remember I saw this TikTok and I was like, yeah, this is not cap.
That's how I know you ain't watching the game.
Exactly.
You're not watching the games, Pete. That's how I know you ain't watching the game.
Yeah.
My brothers, it's a new NBA season, and you know what that means.
Still missed that saxophone.
New faces, new contenders, and a new batch of some of the most appalling takes you've ever seen.
Yeah, a new batch of Shaq just hating on everybody. Shaq going, you know, Chuck, I was better than that in my career.
Seen in your life. And today, we're gonna take a look at some of these takes. The good, the bad, and the downright atrocious.
Boban. Perk.
Today's video is sponsored by This Now, where I can guarantee I download me. By rummaging NBA season starting off this week, I took it upon myself to ruin a good NBA tip-off by rummaging through NBA social media for the hottest takes I could find. An endeavor that took me to some dark places, but a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Ooh.
I found some good ones, and I found some...
Referees should get ratings on how they're officiated similar to soccer. Hottest take is just being people straight up stupid and wrong. Here's a hot take. Paul George is the GOAT. That is a hot take.
And among these hot takes, here are some of the more interesting ones I came across. Starting with this fan who says Victor Wembanyama will not only win Defensive Player of the Year this...
If he plays 10 straight healthy seasons, he'll win 7 out of 8 straight DPOYs. Voter fatigue can't stop 4 blocks per game. Yes, it can.
He will win it for the next 7 seasons in a row.
Will.
And as crazy as this sounds, I feel like it's not even out of the realm of possibility. At the moment, Victor's preseason odds for Defensive Player of the Year are minus 175. The kid is favored over the rest of the NBA. And looking at his progression and his numbers from last season, it's clear why he's the heavy favorite. Here are the players with the highest stocks per game over the last decade. That's of course.
Bro, what the hell is stocks per games? You see how Rudy Gobert is top 3? Then there's Nerlens Noel, Jaren Jackson Jr., Hassan Whiteside is crazy, Mitchell Robinson, and what the fuck, bro?
Or steals and blocks combined. And for even the biggest stat stuffers, averaging 3 stocks a game is a number that will earn you a DPOY, if not, at the least, get you in contention. The players who achieve this mark are usually defensively versatile big men, and the largest total over the last decade belonging to Hassan Whiteside in 2016, with 4.2 stocks per game. Until Wemby blew that and every other total out of the water with 4.8 stocks per game. Oh wait. Those were his stocks as a rookie. Here's his number from last season. But stocks, although enough to persuade some voters, aren't necessarily a great measure of a player's defensive impact. What are good measures, however...
Yeah, because you see how Rudy has 4 DPOIs and, like, Draymond has, like, 4, yet, like, none of them niggas was, like, top on that list. Or, like, you don't see 4 seasons. So why does that even matter, you might ask? I don't know either.
Are metrics like crafted defensive plus minus and on-off splits. How big of an impact are you making on defense? And how does your team perform when you're on the court versus off the court? And here is every player in the league last season who logged at least 1,000 minutes charted according to those 2 metrics. This group here in the top right corner are the players that thrived in both of those defensive metrics. Draymond Green, Rudy Gobert, Alex Caruso, and of course, Victor Wembanyama. The best defensive player in the league in just his second
That's
season.
that's not
but
too
in the
far
future,
from
Wemby
Rudy,
will
though.
be competing against his peers, the players his age. After all, the kid is only 21 years old.
Yeah.
So if we limit this chart to players no older than 25,
man.
well, yeah. Of course, winning the award once and winning it 7 times in a row are two completely different things. Even if a player deserves an award, voters' fatigue may end up being his biggest obstacle. However, Wemby's gap on the field may just be big enough to overcome this. In a recent survey, GMs across the NBA were asked—
I'm gonna be honest, if these niggas glaze the fuck out of Victor Wembanyama, you might never ever see me support the NBA again. I say this because LeBron James was a victim of voters' fatigue. Jokic already has 3 MVPs. I see this nigga win more than 5 DPOYs. I need all them old fucks that were voting on LeBron James to go, you know what? I was wrong. LeBron need this, LeBron need that. And if I don't hear that, I don't care, Victor. I don't care.
who they felt was the best defensive player in the league. And to no one's surprise, it was Victor Wembanyama, winning 80% of the votes. Now, what is surprising is that in the 23 years that this survey has been conducted, no player before Wemby has ever been regarded as the best defender in the league with such an overwhelming majority. The highest Giannis ever got was 48% of the votes.
Dwight got
the
78.
highest Ben Wallace ever got was 38%. KG, 44%. Kawhi, 67%. Dwight Howard, arguably the greatest defender of the 21st century, managed to get 78% of the votes after winning his 3rd straight DPOY. And then there's Victor, entering just his 3rd season in the league. So if winning the award is just as much about convincing fans and voters of your merits as it is about the actual impact you have on the game, then you might as well ship the award to Wemby's house right now. But the one thing that could prevent him from sweeping this award for the foreseeable future is the very reason why he didn't win it last season. The kid was dealing with an injury, he missed too many games, and he was ineligible for the award, which is a very real possibility as to why he may not end up winning it in future seasons. But as long as he's got 2 good knees and an 8-foot wingspan, it's hard to imagine anyone else earning the award over him for quite a while. So as crazy as this claim looks, this is a good
it's a hot take. It's a hot take for the fact that he's like 7'8" and he's 21. Now, if I'm set here to believe that he can grow into, if men are supposed to be able to grow to the age of 23 or 25, there's a world where this nigga's 7'10". If this nigga reaches 7'10", he's not playing 10 healthy seasons ever. He's not. So, you feel me? I just don't know. I just literally don't know. I don't believe it.
Now, this next take comes from Bill Simmons in a recent podcast he did with
seasons.
Zach Lowe, discussing the future of Nikola Jokic's legacy if things fall in his favor this season.
Is there a star player with a bigger legacy shift brewing on a pot on the stove than Jokic this year? Because if they win the title and he wins MVP again, I think he's indisputably one of the best 10 players ever.
No! He's not better than Shaq. Where does the 4 MVPs and 2 Finals MVP put him anywhere? Who does that move him past? Like Kobe, maybe? Like genuinely, where does an MVP and a Finals MVP on Jokic move him up in the league? It makes him like possibly the 3rd best big in the world, maybe in history. Like over. He's behind Tim Duncan and Shaq. I guess. Are we taking him over like Hakeem? Are we? We taking him over, goddamn, what's the other dude that played on the Spurs, bro? Like the Admiral? Fuck no.
That has to be
Fuck no.
the
He's
outcome.
not top 5 big.
I just don't see how he's not on a top 10 list after that. He has to be.
Wilt
But
Chamberlain?
if he gets the second one, the names he's next to immediately, not next to like, well, 3 more years, it's next to immediately are like the holy pantheon of NBA players.
He has to be with Bird and Magic at that point.
Yeah.
He's next to them.
Yeah.
Now, there's a really big if going on here. If Jokic can win another title this season, which in that case would undoubtedly be paired with a Finals MVP and another regular season MVP to go along with it, would that make him not just top 10 all time, but even creeping near top 5 territory, up there with Bird and Magic? And
Bird and Magic is not top 5. Bro, Bird and Magic not top 5, bro. Magic might be top 5. Larry Bird is definitely not top 5. Bro, who... This is a question within itself. Who the fuck under the age of 40 has Larry Bird in their top 5 greatest players of all time? Gun in the back of your head. Who under 40 got Larry Bird in their top 5? Nobody, bro. Bro, get these old white folks out of here, bro. They can't judge nothing, bro. They not judging no basketball takes. Y'all old diaper dudes. You don't get to judge basketball if you wear a diaper.
To me, this is a no-brainer.
No, you're not.
But to
Giving
my
me top
surprise,
5s.
this was a scorching
Nigga seen
take
Wilt Chamberlain
for
play.
some
Nigga
fans.
talking about
Many
Larry Bird
fans
top
would
5.
still have him outside of the top 10, somewhere between 12.
Larry Bird is not better than Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard. How is this nigga top 5? He not better than them 5 niggas. And we ain't even named the big. We ain't even say Shaq, Tim Duncan, Kobe, Michael Jordan. Like, bro, stop. Steph Curry, bro. Klay Thompson, James Harden, Dwayne Wade, Allen Iverson, bro. Larry Bird is top 40, 30, like maybe top 20.
Which is absolutely absurd. It's tough to make a top 10
Exactly. He's not getting. He could pass Kobe. He not passing Curry and Shaq. He probably not even passing Kobe, gang. Keep in mind, Moses Malone has 3 MVPs, 1 final MVP, 2 appearances, and sometimes he isn't even ranked top 20. He needs at least 3 rings before he can be considered top 10. On God, he needs 3 rings. He need 3 rings, or he need like some DPOIs, because he's not doing it on both sides.
12 and 18,
he's not better than Giannis with another ring.
Absolutely absurd.
I don't give a fuck about all them MVPs. He's not better than Giannis.
But there is a consensus top 12 that pretty much every fan agrees on, and it's these 12 players in no particular order. And when you compare Jokic's numbers and accomplishments with these,
I'm gonna be honest. Curry, Olajuwon, Duncan, Jordan, Wilt, Bird, Magic, Kareem, Kobe, LeBron, Shaq, Russell. That's decent. That's a decent. We don't have nobody like KG or nothing. Them bitches wasn't available. So now we looking about rings, final MVPs. But Kobe shouldn't be top 10,
assuming
though.
he pulls off the season
cool.
Simmons described, Jokic clearly belongs in this group, and even ahead of a handful of them.
MVPs would be 4, 2 finals MVPs, 2 rings, 0 all defense. 0 all defense. So put the nigga under. You could pick, cause he would have one. He would have a whole bunch. So put this nigga or Magic and Steph is the only niggas with no all defenses. BPM, VOR, bro. These stats don't look the same without bro.
There's only 3 players in NBA history who have more than 4 MVPs. Only 5 players in NBA history who have more than 2 Finals MVPs. And in terms of statistical impact, Jokic's numbers are just flat out better than anyone's. He's now the all-time leader in virtually every advanced metric and increasing his lead on the field with each season. The only thing holding him back from crashing the party at this point is championships. But that is a huge if. Winning a title is the toughest thing to do in the sport. Winning an MVP in the same season, even rarer. But a historic season like this may be in the cards for Jokic.
If he got a DPOY, I could drop him top 10.
The Nuggets have now surrounded
that
Jokic
second ring will put him
arguably
still
the
at like
best
11.
roster he's had in his career. They've added depth at the center spot with Valanciunas. They've bolstered their shooting with Tim Hardaway Jr. And they've upgraded their starting lineup with the addition of Cam Johnson. Moves that have made them one of the favorites to win the title this season, with better odds than they've had in any season since their title run in 2023. And in terms of an MVP, there is no player more perpetual and inevitable than Jokic. The guy always plays, his numbers are insane, and they haven't budged in a half a decade. His team looks to be better, so they're set up nicely to grab a top seed. And after averaging a 30-point triple-double last season and still coming up short in the MVP race, I wouldn't be surprised if the MVP narrative is in his favor this season, similar to what happened in 2024 after losing to Embiid in the previous season. In pretty much any other scenario, it would be comical to hint at a player having a historic season like this. But this is prime Nikola Jokic we're talking about, coming off the best individual season of his
stats
career,
will never
with
be better
possibly
than
the best roster of his
Shay's.
career. And
the Shea just had a 50 piece.
Pull it off, I agree with Bill.
Luka just had a 45 piece.
Be a
Nah,
top
Bill,
10 player
I don't even know who this nigga named Bill
with
is.
the likes of Bird and Magic. This is
got
a
an
great
iPad.
take. Now, this next take comes from a fan who says Joel Embiid will go down as the biggest what if in NBA history.
Up there with Derrick
Rose. Although I don't
Rose.
agree with this take, it is
I don't
nice
think
to
that's a
see
hot
some
take,
Embiid
though.
appreciation every once in a while. Joel Embiid has been dragged down by injuries about as much
But
as
I'm gonna be honest, I might have to skip this portion of the video. He missed his first 2 seasons. We saw him last game. He had 6 points. VJ Edgecombe was out there hooping niggas, looking like the next LeBron type shit. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's played way less games than Anthony Davis. You don't have to tell me he's a big ass what if. The nigga missed his first 2 seasons. His full first 2 seasons. He missed half his rookie contract. Like DMP, redshirted 2 years. You don't. But this happened a decade ago. Look. Okay, show us. Just show us.
A game on it had a player stretch.
I just need to see the actual stats of like his season. Bring up the basketball reference.
Stretch. Average since stretching. When dominate the Barry.
Nigga don't want to show that.
League and hit their peak, so they'll happen.
Yeah, on some D-Rose type shit. Except the nigga was never healthy because he missed his first 2 seasons, so he can't even get in the Kawhi. He can't even get in the Kawhi talk. The nigga missed his rookie and his sophomore season. He can't get in the Kawhi. Who else could we compare him to? A whole bunch of niggas on that team with him. Them years he missed. Like, I don't. Okay, yeah, there we go. We done. Yeah, we off that shit. The NBA needs an expansion because it's become too talented. The globalization of basketball has increased its pool talent. The talent pool is 2 to 3 times, but we only have 450 roster spots. In the second apron and luxury tax penalties have made teams impatient and extremely risk averse. So if you aren't the perfect role player, you won't survive in the NBA. Young players don't even get a chance to develop.
The reason why we're now seeing so many talented, capable players miss out on roster spots is because not only has the floor for NBA talent increased
we do need like 2 more
decade,
teams ASAP before LeBron
teams
retires.
have also gotten drastically smarter over the last decade. Talent alone, for the most part, is no longer enough to keep a spot in the league. Organizations are now prioritizing things like fit and a player's role and how they can contribute and blend into a system over sheer talent and skill set. And regardless of how talented you are, unless you're a superstar, if you aren't a good fit, you won't have a place in the league. This has led to a lot of ultra-talented players completely sitting out of lineups or getting relegated to the G League or overseas, and fans asking, how is that guy not in the league?
Because he can't hoop. He can't hoop. How is this guy not in the league? This nigga can't fucking hoop. All he could do is dunk a ball in the hoop. I be about to hoop. I could dunk. Dunk man. Nigga got more dunk contest wins than plays in the NBA. I'm tired of being able to utter this sentence. Somebody please let this nigga play 3 NBA games so I can stop saying that bullshit. Or not even 3. Somebody let this nigga play like 15 games so I can say he got less dunking rounds than an NBA game. Somebody give this nigga a month of PT. Please, bro, please. Like starts too. Like give him 20 starts so I can't say he don't have more points than dunk.
And the answer usually isn't that they weren't good enough, it's that they weren't a good fit. The inverse of this is also true. Players of lesser talent can end up getting roster spots these days because they may have a specific skill set that fits what a team needs, and they're willing to play into that role. There used to be a time where you could say with confidence that the most talented basketball players in the world were all in the NBA. In fact, before the boom of foreign talent in an expansion league, you could argue that there was a time where the NBA had more roster spots than there were NBA caliber players. But this is no longer the case.
When the expansion teams
came in,
in,
with NBA talent than there are NBA jobs, and more NBA level players not in the NBA than ever before. And while the talent pool continues to grow seemingly exponentially, the number of roster spots has stayed the same. But you can still find examples today of players who are so talented: DeAndre Ayton, Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, and on the upper end, Jordan Poole, D'Angelo Russell, Zach LaVine, that teams are more than happy to pay up and have them on their roster, regardless of if their playstyle or skill set is conducive to the system. And this approach just isn't good enough to win games in today's NBA. And I think as teams continue to get smarter, we'll see less of this and see even more talent leak out of the NBA. Recently on his podcast, Jaylen Brown had a great take on this.
There's so many talented players that are not in the NBA. NBA, I don't think, is the best talent in the world currently right now. They're taking like the utility guy draft approach, where they just drafting guys that they know are not going to be stars, but will be great role players to develop. So the actually most talented players it's a lot of talented guys that's not in the NBA right now.
I agree with
Yeah.
The game has changed. I think in the 90s and the 2000s, the best players was in the league.
Yeah.
Nowadays, in the 2020s, that is not the case.
Talent will always be the great filter of the NBA. It decides who gets a chance and who doesn't. But fit and cohesion are more important now than ever before.
Yeah.
So I don't think the NBA is too talented. Teams have just shifted their priorities, and talent alone is no longer enough to make it in the league. But I can appreciate this take, and let me know what you think. Share your hot takes in the comments below. And as always, the hotter,
that Victor
the better.
dunk was crazy, twin. That Vic dunk was crazy. That Vic dunk was crazy. Yeah, y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all let me know what NBA hot takes y'all got for the season. Any Kotek hot takes? Who's y'all predicts for, MVP, DPOY, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, all that. Y'all let me know, bro. I know ball. And if you think I don't know ball, then, bro, you might have to come say something to me, because I don't agree with you thinking I can't agree with my ball takes. I don't know.